Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's FPV podcast. You know, on this show, we love our Canadians, so we have another one today. We're just going to make our way all the way through Team Canada. They're always great guys. They come down here to race all the time in North America, and we always love having them here. So, before I introduce Eric, Elvin, say hello.
Hey, everybody. You guys know who it is, Mr. Miyagi. Team Pulse, Team Heli Direct, Team FPV Direct, and all the rest. Appreciate it. Thanks.
Oh, he cut it short this week. That's nice. No, Eric, please introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Eric Milewski. I live in near Vancouver, Canada. I've been a pilot for, I don't know, since last summer, really. Seriously. I started flying with Mighty Stunts, so it's easy, to push myself to try to keep up to him. He's a pioneer in freestyle. I mainly fly for Team Canada now. Our big sponsors, National Bank of Canada. So we are really lucky to have that going. Hopefully it goes on for a long time. I also fly for Racecraft, for Lift RC, for Roto Geeks, and for Paragon UAV.
Awesome. Wow. Nice sponsors, man. Nice sponsors. So let's go ahead and get right into it. You mentioned that you started almost like everybody else around the same time in 2015 or late 2015. How did you get into RC?
Well, I got into RC in November 2013. I built a big hexacopter thinking that I'm going to do aerial photography, put a gimbal on it and a GoPro and started flying. And that went quite well. And then I built a smaller 400 quad, and that's the one I learned FPV on. And then ever since I learned FPV, I bought, 2 or 3 ZMR frames, started flying those. And right about the same time, Mari started flying with his stuff. And me and him kind of hooked up together, and we started flying IKEA parking lots and stuff like that. And it really took off from there. And when he was practicing for Nationals in 2015, I missed out. I should have gone with him, but I didn't. And I keep kicking myself forever for not going to that event, but at least I made it to the Canadian Nationals, which was only like a month later.
Right.
It was in Ontario, and it was my first race, but it was an amazing experience. And I got lucky, I guess, or I don't know if I was that good already. I got third in 5-inch class.
It's not luck, man. Trust me.
And that qualified me for Worlds in Hawaii. So everything just snowballed from there. I started practicing a lot more, and here we are.
Hey, you know what? Wow. That's usually how it goes. So are you still flying AP rigs, aerial photography rigs, or did you give that up for all the fast stuff now?
There's no time for that. I mean, I'm still trying to. I have unopened packages of projects that I haven't even started because I'm all about racing now.
He's got the hook. It's in deep now.
I'm amazed how long this quote unquote hobby has lasted.
Oh, and hopefully it keeps going strong.
Are you normally one of those guys that go through a bunch of hobbies every couple of years?
I used to be. I hope this is not going to change. I mean, this is something definitely different now. And 2016 was an amazing year for me. All the stuff that happened.
So the hook is set deep. That's what he said.
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
So you didn't actually know Marty Stunts until you started flying FPV together?
No, I did not know him.
Oh, so how did you two meet?
Actually, at IKEA, because I was on Facebook and he put out a word that he's actually no, it was Daniel. I forget his last name. I'm sorry, Daniel from Rotor X.
Okay, yeah.
Him, Rec, which is Ross Kirker.
Yeah,
they started Rotor X here in Vancouver, and Daniel put out a word to meet up at IKEA. And Mari was one of the guys that also showed up, and that's when everything started for me.
Okay, cool. Wow. So you and Marty must be you must like live close together in Vancouver?
We live about less than 10 minutes away from each other.
Okay, that's pretty cool. Now I know Marty's like big into freestyle. I mean, he's really well known for that. Have you decided to do a little more freestyle because of him, or did you just like, you know what, racing's just for me?
I do freestyle on my own, but I have a little bit of social anxiety problem, so I don't like freestyling because everybody's watching. Somehow, when I race, I can ignore that, but when I freestyle, I just can't handle the others. So racing is definitely for me.
Like, you can't handle like people watching your FPV feed, or you just like people actually watching you behind
it's
you.
the attention. I just can't.
Come on. Hey, wait a minute.
Focused on you. Come
No,
on, man.
that's not true. You just on DRL. Yeah.
You kill.
Not in freestyle, I don't.
But you do.
Everybody
like
has a
freestyle.
But I do like to fly freestyle on my own, so I do have some videos, and I don't know. I did learn a few of the Mari tricks, and I learned to fly backwards and things like that. So I can do it, but I just get too stressed out at a freestyle event. So I try to avoid freestyle competition.
Okay. Nope. Yeah, I understand. So Marty went to the U.S. Drone Nationals, got you jealous. So that got you to participate in the Canadian Drone Nationals. Tell me how that went. I know you came in third. So like, were you nervous that first race, or that first event? I guess.
Not really, because I didn't have a lot of expectations at first. I didn't know I was gonna do that well. So it was definitely more for fun than as a competition then, but it was really fun. The people were awesome. That's when I met Joe Scully, and it was just a lot of fun.
Okay, yeah, I can see why. Yeah, Joe Scully does make it a fun event if you can get around his antics sometimes. And
it was one of his first events too, so he was learning a lot of stuff himself.
Oh, hey, was that the one where like the timing system didn't work and you had to go back to the manual counting and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yes.
They went out. They got a whole bunch of keyboards and mice, and the last pilots that was flying would then switch back to the seat behind, and we would time each other basically. After our race was finished, we would time the next.
Joe Scully told us that story. That was really amusing. I was like, you know what? There were so many other race directors that would have just freaked out, and it would have been a terrible day. But
he definitely knows how to fix problems.
Yeah, that's really cool. So, getting third got you into Worlds. It didn't get you into the U.S. Drone Nationals, though, right?
No, that was Mega Drone X that got me into Drone Nationals.
Huh? See, that's a little strange. Now, we were all in F3 Expo. That's your next race. I actually didn't see you. Did you and Mr. Miyagi meet up? Did you two know each other?
No, we have not.
No. I didn't see him. I may have seen him walking around, but
probably, but we didn't know of each other. So
there was a lot going on. I mean, I had Jesus,
there was a few issues with video and
there was remember that was the one where we all went, what the hell were they thinking? But
now, Elvin, did you fly in the individual, or were you part of the team stuff?
I was part of the team stuff. I like the team stuff. So
I do like it too. It was really exciting.
You're not the only pilot that says that. Bapu and AJ and a lot of other guys, and Joe, Fat Kid Joe too. They all say the same thing, So I'm looking that's going to be where we're going to try to make our footprint this 2017. I don't know about you guys, but this team racing where it's one pilot against another pilot, is fun, but it's not as competitive as that whole lap race, what is it, tag team or rally? You know what I mean?
Yep.
I agree with that. I really enjoyed watching F3, the team races. It was exciting. It was 20 minutes of nonstop action.
Yes,
it was 20 minutes. The guys in the pits. It was watching the guys stumble, on each other, just trying to get these things going.
Right.
It was really, and then you have all those drones just full speed all the time. It's basically like watching NASCAR. It was fun.
Right.
It was a lot of fun watching that. But you were there for the individual races, right?
That's correct. Yeah, I was not part of the team at that time.
I'm sure you wanted to, though. You could have snuck in somewhere.
Hey, man, we was looking for other team team players too. You know, that's one of the cool things about maybe a lot of people don't know, but you know, if you get an opportunity, there's a big race somewhere near your city or your town, you know, somewhere that you can get to, man, get out there and go and just go. Get off your ass and go because you might find yourself on somebody's team. You know, every once in a while, we all know this. Every once in a while, you walking around and somebody goes, grab that guy. You know, hey, you know how to fly? Yeah. Can you hold a radio? Yeah. Here, sit here. You know, and next thing you know, you're on somebody's team as a backup pilot. You know, or a spotter. Or, you know, in the pits with everybody else. So take that time out to go to these events, guys. It's not just for the main pilots. There's some other things that happen that you could just find yourself totally involved in.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Going to these events over 2016 got me so much stuff this year. It's amazing.
Yep. Yeah. And now that I know Eric wants to do the team stuff, if I ever have a spot, Eric's totally getting pushed in. I'm gonna tie him up, and put him on my team. I know he's fast.
Right.
Okay, we covered Canada. F3, you got a chance to go to XTC2, which is another Joe Scully race, and that is a wild one because I watched that.
That was difficult.
That was like I watched it on the live stream. By the end of it, I still don't know what the track was.
It was so different to what we were practicing for.
I was
because this was the one race that me and Mari went together.
Yeah,
and we flew there and we got there and it was like, holy shit! All my stuff is ready for speed. And here you have to, you know, this is a technical course. You have to go slowly, but you have to fit into these small holes, small gates. So that was a different experience, definitely. That was the one where I wished I brought an Atom little rotor rack.
I heard a lot of guys said the same.
It was definitely a learning experience on that.
That's you know what the thing is though, that type of track is so different. There's really no way to prepare for it unless you can just set up something like that. And it's like, and then then it's like, I'm not sure if I want to practice that because that's just like a practice in frustration for me, anyways.
Yeah.
Well, that's like some of those liftoff tracks that guys are making now. You know, you go in there and you go, oh, I can do this. What the? I'll be back.
At least it doesn't cost you money when it crashes, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's the one where slow and steady wins.
Yes. Unfortunately, because of that, it wasn't actually a very good online viewing experience because everybody who finished the laps were going slow. So once you got used to not being wowed by the track, it was just a very slow, like, don't crash race, which,
I can see that.
But you know what? I still love what the XDC guys are doing, and hopefully they'll do an XDC3 and like continue to do their stuff because like
I hear that they are, but it's invite only, so it's only a few people who get to go. That's a little unfortunate, but
that is. Well, hopefully they I don't know, make it just as awesome, you know. Because like I mean, there's definitely a place for technical tracks and for people wanting to
invite only like that. I hope that it's at least good to watch.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, even if they only going slow, I mean, still. So now you got a short time track, right? So maybe a race lasts 5 minutes, right? I mean, maybe. You know, we've been trying to find that sweet spot, right? We figured 5 minutes is a good race should last about 5 minutes with drones, with multi-rotors, and seems to be like the last bunch have been only like 3 minutes for 4 laps, right?
I don't know if there's no drones out there that it can last for 5 minutes, though. That's the problem.
No, 3.
Unless you do, I don't know. I don't know if you can build something that will last 5 minutes in a race.
Yeah.
But in a technical track, I mean, you could make it that where you're moving slow enough. That's the goal. That's what I'm saying. That's the goal we've been looking for is 5 minutes, and maybe just slowing it down is the only way to get there.
I think so.
Yeah. Well,
because I know I can fly for 5 minutes in my shop. Here where I work, I have a relatively big shop, and I can practice here. And most of it is, you know, you're not flying that fast because there's no room.
Right.
So all I do is just little tricks around, you know, around the obstacles and stuff like that, and I can stay up in the air for 5-6 minutes.
Yeah.
But if I was pushing it, I probably would have a hard time even doing that.
Yeah, like I don't know. They were having a poll on the multi-GP side. I'm sorry you saw it, and people were voting on whether or not to make the time lapse 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes. And believe it or not, more people voted for 2 minutes than 2.5. And I was like, really? It's like the race is already short enough. Why are we going even shorter?
I guess
everybody loves that speed.
Yeah.
It's
those 2600 kV motors. They're just draining batteries like crazy. It's like
that's actually one reason why I'm trying to go back to 23, because I've been flying 2633s for months, and now I want to try the 2300 2206s to get more torque and kind of try to see if I can get some of that, action that Johnny FPV does, because I love the way he will whip a quad, and I think you need a lot of torque for that.
Okay.
That's what actually, I want to try.
So, like, I don't remember. I can't remember how he makes his turn. Is he? See, I remember how Terry makes his turns. Does he it's almost like a right angle turn, and then he just punches out, or is that how he does his turns?
I'm not sure how he does it. I'm still trying to learn how he does it.
Yeah.
And I don't have the insight, but I was speaking to some guys, and apparently he's on his sticks. He has his throws are pretty sharp. Mm-hmm. So he would just lift that throttle and then whip it around on the other stick, and that's what kind of gives him that backwards momentum or sideways momentum, which looks amazing.
Cool. Yeah, it's hard learning
using that gravity.
Yeah, learning.
Man, I tell you, people don't understand that there is a lot of physics going on when we're flying, doing the things that we're doing, and if you can truly understand all of that, what's going on, you're a far better pilot than me. That's for damn sure.
Damn sure. Yep. So XTC 2, hopefully there's a 3. I'd love to see it. Those guys, they know how to do it big. So hopefully we'll see that live streamed, and Scully will be there with his antics, which he normally is. So, all right. So I remember you from Megadrone, definitely. You were actually like the last person to sneak in, because literally we were out of tickets and you were like there on the waiting list.
I know, and thanks to Dojo Scully, I begged him for a seat.
Oh my gosh.
He got me in somehow. I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
Yeah, he did it by bugging me. That's why. It wasn't bad. Actually, you were kind of lucky because 2 people dropped out, freed up a spot for you.
Oh,
so
okay.
It was it's like I don't know why you signed up late. Did you just hear it late, or you just didn't know you can come?
I wasn't sure, because there was another one. There was a Drone Wars. There was there was supposed to be like 6 events, and I think one of them was close to that time, and I was trying to figure out, because for me to fly from Vancouver to Louisville wasn't the easiest thing. It was relatively expensive compared to some other places. So I was trying to kind of weigh in all the events that were happening at that time, and I think Drone Wars, something happened, they dropped out, and then I got that seat for Mega Drone X, and lucky for me, because that was the best event for me so far.
Yeah, you did really well. I think you came in second in the 5-inch. Was that it?
I came in second in the 5-inch, and officially second in the Detroit challenge, but I think something got mixed up in there. So, but I did make it second in 5-inch. Yep. Just by a split second, Jordan Temkin sneaked in.
Oh, he did sneak in.
The first,
dude, that video was really good. It was like, yeah, I'm gonna win. He's like, right over.
Yeah,
it's like,
I had him for the whole 5 or 6 laps or whatever, and then at the last turn, he got me.
Man, that guy, he's good.
He's a hell of a pilot.
Yeah,
he's an awesome guy.
He is an awesome guy. So Megadrone X, we were down in the caves. How'd you think of the cave race? Did you enjoy the track? It's definitely a lot different from XTC. It's in fact the complete polar opposite. Basically.
It was my best one, because it was fast, flowy, not too technical.
Right.
But it was it was still technical enough where people were crashing, so it wasn't very easy.
Yeah, around that.
What
was that? What would you call that?
The Tunnel of Love, right?
No, not the tunnel. Not the tunnel. The Spear of Dubai, or whatever the hell it was. Remember, you had to go around in a circle. Remember?
Yeah, that was the hairpin. Yeah,
That-
I
The
just,
hairpin
I
trick,
don't know.
okay.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. They called it something. Frank called it something.
I
Had
don't
something
remember what it
standing there.
was.
Anyway, but that was like all you really needed, right? Because you come around that corner, oh shit!
Eric,
I turn around.
you were setting lap times. Everybody was watching your feed, which was kind of funny because they were looking at how you were going so fast. Because like you were setting the lap times for most of Saturday, and then like
Right.
Yeah.
I think you showed your hand too early.
Saturday was amazing. I had first place in the 4 and a 5-inch, and I think I got like second in 6-inch
Yes,
in qualifying.
that was the problem though. You showed your hand, and everybody caught up watching you. That's because everybody got faster on the second day, and I was like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe-
Everybody got real.
Well,
fast.
everybody learns the track. That's kind of my problem. I have to have time on the track to do well. If I don't get to practice a lot, I usually crash a lot. So Joe does amazing job. We were able to run so many packs. We had good practice, and we were able to nail that track down. So it was great.
Yeah, it's nice to have a lot of packs on a track, but like you've been to events and even Megadrone started late, and like we ran late every night, so
Yeah,
but you get your packs in.
yeah, we did 3 classes and multiple practice rounds. It was great.
Yep.
Well, that's what keeps the pilots happy too. It's like you come out there and you spend all that money to get there. And yeah, there's a lot of pressure on you, but you still need to get some packs in, right? Feel like you at least put in your best lap, at least tried.
Yeah, you gotta have the practice.
Yes, it was. That was the first time I actually talked to you because you were down there with your Lift RC sweater. It was actually cold down in the cave, so bringing a sweater was a really smart idea.
Yeah.
But congratulations on the win down there. Loved having you guys, and hopefully we'll have you back sometime in the next few years.
Yeah, definitely. I hope it happens again.
It's fun. It's definitely fun having all you guys come in to Louisville and hang out. But we'll see. It's hard to run a race. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So onwards. After Megadrone, you went ahead and went to an IDRA race, that was also a light tracks race,
Arizona.
right? That was also a light tracks race too, right?
That was light tracks. That was my first light tracks.
So that's like the unswirly version of XDC. It's still a lot of gates, but it's a little bit more drawn out.
It wasn't. Yeah.
So
More larger.
larger, yeah. Now I think there you actually got to compete with a bunch of like the fast guys in the West Coast. I think Sean Taylor won that one.
Sean Taylor won that one. I was actually in the team with Sean Taylor. I was on the multi-star team.
Oh, okay.
Because after Megadrone X, Sean contacted me, asked me if I wanted to be part of his team. I said, yeah, duh. So,
Yeah.
So I was with multi-star team and individual. Now, unfortunately, in the individual, I had CMOS cameras back then. I was using my drones that I normally flew had CMOS cameras, and because of that, it was really difficult to fly at night.
Oh, yeah.
It was all the black would just wash out, and then the gates were just the glowing orbs.
Yeah.
So I had a difficult time to fly that track for sure.
Oh yeah. So you either could see nothing, or it's just all bright and you see nothing
Yeah,
again.
it was
Blinding.
aiming for a big orb. You don't see the
Right.
head out of the gate. You're just aiming for an orb, and you're trying to aim for the middle of it.
Yeah. That's I never realized that, but that is quite the issue with cameras back then.
Yeah, but there's guys today still trying to fly with CMOS cameras because they see that. They see 12, they see 1,000, TVL, and they go, oh, it's $12.99 or whatever.
Yeah.
They just don't realize that when that time, that night when you leave, or that morning when it's just starting to get the clouds are shifting in, and you're out there trying to fly, and all of a sudden you can't see nothing, and then you can see blinding. It's like, guys, just there's a Swift, there's a Fox, there's a whole bunch of really good cameras, and they cost about $40,
And they're getting more affordable too.
Right, and they're getting better, but as that's the base. Just think that's the base, right?
Yeah.
Not the CMOS cameras. They're great if you understand what they're for. Full bright daytime, out the beach, then yes, you can use those. But there's a reason why we use CCD.
Yeah, that bit me in the ass too many times, so I have learned that lesson. Although in the Mega Drone X, I was flying CMOS, and I did really well because the light was relatively even and it was enough light. But anything at dark and dusk you need CCD.
It's tough. Yeah. Yes, it's very tough. Although there are some CMOS cameras that do really well, but they're not cheap. So
like the Runcam Eagles, right? They're very nice.
Yeah.
But I'm not paying $80 for a camera.
No, hell no.
Not when you can ruin them in one crash. That's the problem.
Right.
And that's 80 US. That's a lot of Canadian pesos for me.
Oh man!
Wait a minute. Aren't we like dollar to dollar or dollar to Canada dollar now?
No, it's $1. It's about $1.40 now for us.
Ouch. Okay, we That's wait, yeah. It must suck for you to come vacation in the U.S. at this point, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Man.
About 2 years ago, it was almost even, but then Canadian dollar started going down and pretty low now.
Yeah, that sucks. Now, I think around this time, I know you said you were on a team with Sean Taylor. Is this around this time where Team Canada started and you guys started getting together?
No, Team Canada only started happening really just like a couple months during the summer.
During the summer?
It was relatively late.
Okay. So, between that and Drone Nationals, what were you doing?
There was another race in Canada in Edmonton.
Oh, okay.
It was a Canadian DRL or Canadian Drone Racing League. I got second place in that one, so that was pretty fun. Joe Scully was hosting it, so it's always fun with that. It was about 60 pilots or so, and it was during Edmonton. They have these K days, which is like a big 1 week fair, and some of the local guys somehow got into one of the big events and they run this drone racing event. So that was quite fun.
Cool. Yeah, cool. You know what? I'm going to rewind on you. I'm sorry. You did get second in the Run Cam or Detroit Multi-Rotor Run Cam race in the Mega Drone X. I wanted to ask your opinion on that. Did you like that type of racing where
it was amazing.
Everybody got pitched the same quad, same radio, and you basically were on an even keel. Did you actually enjoy stuff like that?
Yes, we need more of that. That was fun.
Spec racing, baby.
Yeah, definitely.
Got to.
Now, somebody just giving you a new quad, like right there, and says, "Hey, you're gonna have to perform well with this quad." I mean, does that scare you as a pilot? Because it's like, you've never touched this thing. You don't know what it's gonna do. So
yeah, but we did get it the day before, so we were able to hover it. We were able to test fly it. We were able to tune it. So that's perfect. Like if I was giving that quad pre-tuned, it would have been harder.
Yeah.
But because we got him the day before and we were able to tune him and fly them even just for the evening, that made it fun. That was just enough time to learn how it flies, And it was a decent, it was a decent quad. It had good camera, good motors, good frame. It performed really well, so it was a great idea. I wish somebody does it again.
And everybody got the same ship too. So it's not like you got the new ship, and these other guys was racing their stuff. It's everybody got the same ship.
Yeah.
So everybody was starting fresh. You know what I mean? So everybody's starting from the same. It's all skill and tuning, right? So you got your tuning done. And then now it's up to your skill. It's no longer your ship is faster than him. He's running 26s. You're running 23s. It's just get out there and run balls to the wall, right?
And you can see that. You could see that in the race. The whole first lap, all 8 of us were all together.
Oh, yes.
Right.
It's only in the later laps that people started
Let's
crashing.
get on.
Yeah, but for the first lap, we were all together, and it was just amazing. Like when you go back and view the footage, it's just so amazing when everybody comes around the corner, like the whole pack of 8 of us. It was really fun. It sounded awesome too.
It did. It was like,
And the
yeah,
crowd was so excited, everybody cheering. It was a lot of fun.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
cheer for you guys, man. It would look good too.
yeah. I watch your FPV feed, and it's like, does it make you nervous? Because like you actually saw like 3 or 4 guys right in front of you. You could literally see them, right? It's like, does it make you nervous? It's like, dang it, I hope I don't hit somebody, or somebody doesn't hit me, take me out, or do you just not worry about that? You're just going.
I usually try to force myself to fly my line.
Okay.
That's why I usually don't fly full throttle. I usually fly a little bit conservatively. I don't want to crash, and I try to just focus on the track. I try to ignore what's happening in front of me. Although when you see lights in front of you, it's kind of
Distracting.
it's distracting, and you want to go up and catch them, right? But
Yeah.
Right.
I think if you have the discipline to just follow your track, follow your line, follow the way you fly, I think you're gonna do better than trying to catch up to the guy.
Yeah, that usually leads to
It
crashing.
takes a lot more effort to catch up, right?
Yeah,
It takes a lot more effort because
yeah,
you're worried about
and you're
that.
not focusing then on
Right.
on the gates and everything. You're just looking at that light,
Right.
and that's when you make a mistake.
How far out is he? Damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He made that corner. Shit.
yeah.
You keep pushing. You keep pushing.
And the next thing you do, crack. Ah, shit.
Yep. Officially, you came in second. Gab actually came in the top 5. I know that much. And the reason why it's actually kind of funny, it's because how Gab flies, and he and I talked about it, is that when he comes around that last turn, he has a lot of roll in his flight. So his ILAP sensor was actually pointing straight down when he actually makes that finish gate. That's why it doesn't pick up his laps, because like he's literally like he's like this when he's coming in on the finish gate.
Cutting right in the gate. He's
Yeah.
cutting that corner right in the gate.
Yeah, so like that's why it doesn't pick up his lap times, because we didn't have any sensors on the bottom of the gate. So
Yeah.
but hey, your teammate Gab,
Oh, well.
he'll give you a run for your money, man. He's fast.
I know he is.
It's like, do you guys get a chance to fly with each other?
No, unfortunately not. The only time we flew together was Megadrone X and Worlds.
Oh, okay.
And
So
you know,
now we're on the same team. So now hopefully, we're gonna go to events in 2017. Hopefully, we're gonna fly together a lot. But so yeah, it's because they're on the East Coast. I'm on the West Coast. It's just not feasible. And travel in Canada is really expensive. I can go to Las Vegas twice for one ticket to Ontario.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah,
That's terrible.
yeah, I know.
It's like, you better hope XTC comes around a few times, because you can just
Yeah.
go over there.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Because XTC3 is happening in January, I think, and that's the same time as CES, and a lot of guys are gonna be there. So I'm gonna see if I can squeeze in a trip to Las Vegas at that time.
Hey, you know what? Las Vegas is always a fun place to be at. So if you can
Exactly.
squeeze it in,
And
it's
there's
like,
a lot
why
of
not?
places to fly out there too.
Yes, yeah,
lots of places to fly.
Yeah.
yeah. And like in the West Coast, man, racing is pretty popular. So you go anywhere near there, I'm sure, like in all your travels, you've made like 1,000 new friends this year.
Yeah. I think I'm doing pretty good.
Yep. See, look, he said he was antisocial. He's lying. So like,
Not anti.
just scared of being social. No,
Yeah.
I'm joking.
Social anxiety more so
Social-
than.
No, I don't believe
It's
you.
not a big issue, man.
Yeah. So, Team Canada. Now,
Yep.
were you approached? Who approached you to join Team Canada? How did that actually come about?
It's Ryan. From what I gather, it's Ryan and Gab.
Mm-hmm.
They started. Ryan is team captain, so he, I think, came up with the idea of it with Gab, and then they got Jason Manila on board. Jason is an awesome organizer. He's the one that got us most of the sponsorship stuff. So all 3 of them live together. I think they practice together. So they basically started it. Now me, Andrew Mayer, and Paul Bauer, all 3 of us in Vancouver, all of us were qualified already for Worlds. So it made sense, and I hope it works out. But basically, Ryan and Gab asked me if I wanted to join. They told me about Paul and Andrew, and I was like, yeah, of course.
Oh, okay, cool. And like you're continuing that forward to 2017, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Canada!
from what I heard, oh yeah, Team Canada. From what I heard from Jason, I think we got good word from National Bank of Canada. I think they're going to continue sponsoring us. There's another few companies that are interested as well, so hopefully it's going to just grow.
That's that big corporate sponsor.
That's right. That's what
the
you
big
need.
bank system right there.
That's the
boy.
biggest thing. I mean, travel is so expensive. I
Right.
don't mind buying 100% of my gear. It's the travel that kills.
It is travel and the hotel bills because like
Travel
those-
in the hotel is man.
Accommodations, yeah.
yeah.
F3, man, that was woo.
Yeah.
Now,
Shit.
for you, you have to fly everywhere, don't you, in order to get
Yeah.
anywhere? Yeah, that
Yeah,
that hurts.
you know, and luckily, I have a relatively good job, so I can afford it a few times out of the year. But
Okay.
it was worth going.
So what is your day job? What actually pays the bills for you?
So I'm IT. I work for a small business of about 40 people. We have 40 in our office here, and we have about 15 people in a second office in Santiago, Chile. We're in the mining industry, so we have a business, another office there. And I'm basically jack of all. I fix servers, I fix computers, I deal with cell phones, I deal with,
Yep. You're the tech
phone
support.
systems. I'm a tech support. I'm a email support. I build servers. I do database and I do backups. Everything to do with any technology in the company. That's
Nice.
basically my job.
Yep. Yeah, most people that are in this hobby is mostly IT guys because
Yeah, a lot of IT guys are in this. Yes,
Yep.
definitely.
Or IT support, or
Yeah.
something like
Just
that.
technology
Yeah.
guys in general.
logistics.
Yep.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I think
Although it's getting easier and easier, the boards are getting easier to program. Everything is getting easier to assemble, and you can buy ready to fly race
almost
Close.
capable machines
Yeah,
these
yeah.
days. So there's more and more people coming in. But I think it started more with like the tech geeks.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
definitely nerds. Almost everybody, they were pretty comfortable handling a circuit board, knowing how to
Yeah.
solder.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's I mean, in the beginning, you had to, otherwise you weren't getting
Yeah.
anything flying.
No, you wasn't gonna.
You could have bought a Phantom, but that was pretty much it. 2 years ago.
Yep, pretty much. And they actually flew well back then too. Still fly well.
Yeah.
but-
Yeah, they still. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing
Phantoms-
how well that company did for itself.
dude.
Right. They've come up from where they
Yeah.
was.
They are the big dogs now.
How the big dog? Yeah, how the big dogs have fallen though.
Hey, you never know. You never know.
I
So
don't know.
yeah, now let's get a little bit on the geeky side of there. Like you've been through the spectrum of like components from now to, or from the past 2015 to now. Like, is it to the point where you think we're starting to peak on most of the equipment, or do you still think we have a lot more to improve on?
No, I think well, I don't know about improve upon, but there's new stuff is gonna be coming out anyway. I think the ESCs are going 32-bit for sure. I mean, they already are,
Yeah.
but I think that's gonna become mainstream just in the matter of a couple of months, maybe even. There's still a lot of development to be done on the flight controllers, and especially like in the commercial side with optical avoidance and stuff like that. But even in the racing, there's probably still room, and obviously the batteries.
Yeah, the batteries are
need
probably
bigger
the
batteries.
ones. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
trailing really hard right now.
Yeah.
You know what?
Or some people are trying to push 5 and 6 cell. So I don't know if we're gonna go back to that. We'll see.
Hey, you know what? What?
We
Go ahead.
went well. We went well. Just nobody could afford that 6L hole. That's all it was.
And I guess the ESCs couldn't handle it, but I think we're there now that,
Oh yeah.
especially with the 32-bit ESCs, you can
Paul
push
still
RPM.
got 6S1000s, man.
Yeah.
They got a shitload of 6S1000s.
Hey, you know what? No, like I think if you come down, Eric, to 2017 down here, one of our races is going to be a drag race with 6L batteries. That's guaranteed.
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna break some records.
That's gonna be cool. Yeah.
Drag racing is fun.
Yeah, we got a track picked out for that. It won't be the only thing. It'll actually kind of be like a side attraction. But a few of us here are pretty motivated to see how fast we can actually get these things to move.
Somebody just said they broke 140.
Dude, yeah.
Miles?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these things are getting
I'll
fast.
find it for you later, Eric, and send it to you. But
That's
yes.
amazing. I
Some guys
plus
just-
Marty. Marty was testing his 5-cell and the 6-cell setups, and I personally clocked it at 109.
109.
But 140 is amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Uh,
It probably only did
I
that
just-
once, and then everything was fried.
it wasn't.
But I've
It was. It
I've seen
wasn't.
some new designs on Facebook of guys just doing like speedsters where everything is, designed for airflow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's guys that are just pushing this new, the speed now, speed envelope.
The speed envelope is there, definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's I don't know. There's a lot of things coming. It's like I think the biggest push has recently been motors. There's like a new motor every week, and it's like I give up. I don't care
Yeah,
anymore.
but is the motors that much of a difference? I mean,
I don't know.
I
tell me.
I don't know.
that's one of the things I keep trying to debate with one of my flying buddies. It's like he's like, "Oh yeah, I got these motors. I'm so much faster." No, actually, you're a much better pilot than you was 2 months ago. You're not turning as sharp. You're not hesitating as much. Your flow is a lot smoother now than you was 2 months ago. So you've actually become more efficient.
Yeah.
And
I think that more happened in ESCs and flight controllers. I think motors maybe have improved, maybe a 10% improvement, but I think most of it came with Beta Flight and KISS and the ESCs that we have today. I think leaps and bounds ahead of what we had a year ago.
Now,
true.
So when you first started, were you on nays, I guess, in clean flight?
When I first started in my photography rig was APM 2.6.
Mm-hmm.
And then I kind of moved to NACE 32.
NACE 32.
And then F3, and now recently F4 boards.
Yeah. So now, I think most of us can tell between a NACE board and an F1 board where we started going into beta flight, there was like a huge jump in like what you can do or how it felt, right? Right.
I mean, what Boris did with beta flight is amazing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So now between the F1 board and the F3 board, did you notice a huge difference, or was it like just refinement?
No, I think it's marginal.
It's marginal.
Because you can tune an old NACE 32 board. You can run it at 500 millisecond loop time, and if it has a decent gyro on it, it'll fly decent. Like I remember 1 year ago, you lost one side of a prop, you crash right away.
Right.
Today, if you lose half a prop, you can still land.
Yes.
I flew the other day with my Revolution. I was running tri-blades and I blew two of them off. Yeah. And I came back. I was like, "What's wrong with the ship? Something's wrong with the ship." And they were like, "Dude, can you hear that?" And I'm like, "I can't hear nothing. I got my headphones on, So like, I just knew something was wrong with the ship. And I came back and I landed. I walked out to him. What the?
And it's all software too. Like I said, I mean, even a NACE 32 is capable of doing that.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool.
I mean, obviously F3, F4 boards are faster, but I think most of it came in software.
Now, the new jump, right? The new coolness right now is from the F3 board to the F4 boards. And for those who aren't actually flying, we're just talking about processor speeds. That's really all we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
Do you actually feel a difference? I actually can't feel a difference at this point.
No, I don't think you.
I can't.
You might be able to do a blind test, and maybe I doubt it though. I have my doubts, especially if you stick with the same control firmware software,
Mm-hmm.
Betaflight. I mean, maybe there may be difference between a Betaflight and Raceflight
Mm-hmm.
on an F4, but if you put Betaflight on an F3 and an F4, I skeptical that you're gonna be.
I'm trying it out right now. That's what today was putting Raceflight on the Combini, and tomorrow I'll go out and compare Raceflight on the Combini and Raceflight on the Revo. Same motor sizes, same speed controllers. All Raceflight is the key. Let's see.
Yes,
I want to
that'd
see
be
if it's going to
interesting.
make a big difference.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see if it does.
So, Eric, have you tried Raceflight? I guess that would be the next obvious question.
I did try, but I tried it quite a few months ago, and it was a bad experience, unfortunately. I armed,
Sometimes
and
it
the
is,
copter just kept on lifting. I don't know if it was my frame. I don't know if it was the software. It might have been my fault. So that kind of gave me. I have a tendency to kind of be. If I get bitten by something, I stay
Don't go
away
back.
from it. So it'll take me a while before I try it again. Same thing with race mode, with air mode. I tried air mode on the first release when Boris B introduced it into his firmwares, and he had a bug in it, and I crashed like twice, and it's still in my head.
He's
I
like,
cannot
nope,
get it out of
not
it.
doing
I
it.
hate air mode. I don't want to fly it. I want to be in manual. I just use the idle up switch, and I'm sticking to it. But I've heard a lot of stuff about Raceflight, so I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
And I actually do want to try KISS too. I've never flown that one, but
See, that's the only one I've never flown. I've never flown a KISS anything, and everybody I know.
Actually,
I know some guys that absolutely love it. That's all.
And there's others that hate it too.
Right. But that's it's
Hey.
not. I don't know. I think you might. Raceflight has changed. It has changed. I remember 3 months ago. I've been flying on Raceflight since I don't know, Megadrone, right? A little bit before Megadrone, I've been because I'm part of the product development on two companies anyway. But I like it, and I like it a little bit better than Betaflight. That I can say it's a little easier to tune, I think. Yeah. I haven't had any real issues with tuning. I've had more issues with tuning with Betaflight, and then just when I switch over to Raceflight, going into the filters and turning the filters down maybe 10, 15 points at the most.
Now, can you put it into words, kind of what the difference is? How does it feel?
It feels, you know when you go in a turn and you get that shudder. I don't get that shudder anymore. I mean, like I used to get this as I go into my turn when I start to use heavy yaw and reducing throttle into the turn. You know what I'm talking about when you're trying to drop in on that into the gate or whatever, or through a tunnel, and you're trying to drop in low. And it would go. I could see it in the ship as I was going in. I could sometimes hear it from across the track when nobody was talking. And when I switch to Betaflight, I don't get that. I get a much smoother transition when I'm controlling a ship.
You mean Raceflight?
Yeah, I mean, sorry about that.
Yeah.
With Raceflight, I get a smoother transition when I reduce the throttle and I'm still using a lot of yaw. I don't get that shudder anymore.
Okay.
That's one of those things that made me notice, because I was looking for, I like to turn and punch. So like Terry Ashcott, Beast Mode.
Yeah.
He does a lot of that too. So like he turns and then punches, and when he turns, he's already looking at the other hole in the gate, right?
Yeah.
So he's making that turn. He makes his adjustment here, and then he flies from here to there, at that same altitude, no jumping of altitude, no height difference. You know what I mean? Because that's one of those things I keep trying to tell the new pilots is that as you're leaving one gate, there's like after you make this first lap, you realize that there's a spot in the track that's the sweet spot, right? There's maybe a 10 or 15 foot drop at the most between the highest, the lowest entry point to a gate and the highest entry point to a gate, right? So if you can minimize your altitude changes as you're going through the track, then you actually reduce your time on the track on going through each lap because
you want as straight a line as possible.
Right. So you making a straighter line, and I think that's where a lot of the new pilots don't realize that they're doing wrong. It's like they're all over the place, you know, trying to in and diving in and then climbing back out, and then you know that.
Yeah, cool. Well, I have 2 strikes which are almost identical, and I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna flash one of the boards with wrist light, and then it'll be a closer comparison then.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Yeah. I'd be interested to see what you got to say too.
Hey, you know what? 2017 there'll be like 2 new, flight controller softwares that you're gonna have to try. That's what's gonna happen.
I know. I think there's new stuff coming. Yeah.
I mean, race 1. It's supposed to be race 1. If that's the one you need to wait for, that's the one you should wait for.
Don't wait. Just keep flying.
Race 1. Exactly. I mean, no, I'm saying that's the one that they keep saying is going to be the end all cure all, right? For
there is issues. No goose that laid the golden egg.
I wish.
It's just pilot skill. That's it. You go out and you practice. How often do you practice, Eric? Do you burn through packs every day?
In the summertime, I do. In the summertime, I fly every day. Every day after work. Now it's wintertime up north, Vancouver. Rains. In October, we had 28 out of the 31 days it rained.
Oh, holy crap!
So wow, it's really hard to get time and to get packs in recently. All we have right now is parkades, which are tough on the equipment. So I still have some of my old drones that I never throw away a drone. I still have my old drones. I have too many of them. But I use all my old stuff to fly the indoor stuff, to fly the parkades.
Yep.
So unfortunately now I'm basically down to the sim and maybe 3 or 4 days a week of practice.
Yeah, it's tough.
But, anything is better than nothing, so I'm trying to fly as much as I can. But in the summertime, I was out there every day.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's fun. And, it's time for you to invest into some little tiny whoops and just fly it around there with tiny little gates. That's what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, I have those too.
Yeah.
But those get boring by yourself. When you're by yourself in the house, I will fly for 3 or 4 batteries. And then I'm kind of, what am I going to do? So I find that with tiny whoops are awesome when you have a group of guys.
Yes.
Right.
You set up a little track, and then you have fun.
Yes, it's very true. It's, You do want to, like, when you're alone, you really do want to push yourself. Because when you crash, you're like, hey, nobody's watching. Nobody saw that.
Yeah.
Nobody saw that.
Yeah, that's exactly. I was flying a parkade by myself last time, a few nights ago, 2:00 in the morning. And it was actually fun because I burned through like 20 packs, just one after another. And it was, I could practice. I could kind of focus on different things. So I kind of like that.
Yep. You get in the zone, and then you just keep going until you're like, uh-oh, I'm out of batteries or out of time.
Yeah, and then you can kind of try to push it a little bit. You can try to, and then you can try to concentrate on how you want to take corners and things like that. Because I'm trying to work on being as smooth as I can.
It's tough.
That's one of the things here is like in Portland, we don't have a lot of open parking lots, so like we have, most of our stuff is parking rides that are outdoors, there's no 2 levels. There's, it's just like a big giant parking lot where the bus and the train shows up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you don't really have any secured or weatherproofed, parking area to go and fly in. And, even though those areas are pretty much open for us to fly at night, because I've flown at them at night, it's just if it's raining, you're going to get rained on.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. We have a few places where it's covered parking, IKEA being one of them, and actually the security people are pretty good especially recently, they don't even kick us out anymore. They used to kick us out after an hour or two.
Yeah.
Now we've met the security girl, and she's cool, and so we can fly. And there's at least 2 or 3 other parkades that we can go to reliably that we can fly at night. So
That's
we're
cool.
good. You know, that's good.
Yeah.
That'll be
You know
that
what?
would be awesome if we could figure that out here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do the same thing over here, except I want an empty warehouse. Outside is still cold.
I agree. That's
It's
the way
still
to go
cold.
right there.
I don't know about
And
That's-
I always have my shop here at work as a last case, you know, last place that I can go to if I have to.
yeah.
There's a lot of places you can rent out. I've seen them. You can rent like commercial warehouses. You know, just rent like a whole floor.
They're expensive.
I bet they are, but
you got to try. You got to sweet talk your way in.
Yeah.
And then once a month in the winter times, we have a guy, Alex, forget his last name too. I'm sorry, but he rents out. We have a place called 8 Rinks, which is 8. I think it's 7 hockey rinks, and one of them
That's a
is
lot of hockey rinks.
indoor soccer field.
Uh-huh.
So once a month, we rent that for 2-3 hours, and we have like a local event.
Yeah, that's
And
awesome.
That's fun because it's a plastic floor. It's a plastic grass basically, like
Yeah.
simulated
Mhm.
grass. So crashes usually you don't break stuff,
hmm
and it's not big, and the video is not the best, but it's fun. You know, it gets the local guys to come out once a month, and we have fun. So I'm hoping it's gonna start soon again for this year.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, if you get somebody that's willing to organize that, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because it's
That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing. Like, there's only a few people out there that can organize anything, and I'm not one of them. But
It's always a
hoping that somebody's
freaking
gonna run something.
He's like, I just want to come out and have fun. I got my batteries and my
It's so
drone. I'm
fun.
ready.
I don't want to tell people what switches to switch to put them on the right button and stuff like that.
Oh man, that's a lot of work.
No, it sucks, man. It sucks.
So Elvin's gonna come up and run your races. He just volunteered for that. I just want you to know.
Oh no, I didn't volunteer. No, hell no, because I got enough shit to deal with down here.
What? You're close. You're close. You're on the West
I'm-
Coast. Don't lie.
Yeah.
Right?
It's only a 3.5 hour drive. Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
all
See?
it is. That's all it is. He'll just drive up to Montana too while he had.
Definitely. I'll put you in the books for
We
that.
might as well do some hunting.
Oh
Yeah.
shush. Oh
Well,
shush.
there's hunting up here too.
I
Oh,
know.
yeah. Now, are you in the part of the Canada where you just get snowed in, or are you lucky and you just
No.
get mostly rain?
We're lucky and unlucky. In Vancouver has a little microclimate because we're surrounded by mountains, and so the systems usually come in and it's usually rain.
Mhm.
So it rarely gets below 0. We would get
Okay.
maybe a week or 2 of frosty weather,
Right.
but most of winter is basically rain and a little bit of sunny breaks here and there. But it
Like
it
Portland.
rarely gets cold.
Oh, that's actually not doesn't sound that bad. Although rain
We're
does kind of
basically
suck.
like Seattle. Seattle also. We have a very similar weather patterns
Yeah.
as Seattle.
Okay.
Portland
Rains a
and
lot,
Seattle
but
is- yeah.
So
No. We do get occasionally. They do get some snow in Seattle.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Occasionally we do. There's snowstorms that will go in, but it'll snow for 2 days, and on the 3rd day it's slush, and the 4th day it's gone.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys are the guys that I'm counting on to to build those waterproof, snowproof drones that you can just leave outside in the wet, and then it'll just keep flying.
Automatics. What did he call drone dry? There you go.
Oh man, that stuff works
Control
really.
floating.
Now that stuff works really well on the parts until you crash them and then you have to repair them. Then it sucks.
And you
But
have to
do
burn
you-
that stuff off. Yeah.
Yep.
It comes off.
Yeah. Okay. After a little scraping, but do you ever worry about the batteries when you run in the rain? Because I worry about
No,
the batteries.
I don't
No?
think there's anything to worry about batteries. No.
No,
Not
there's
even-
nothing to worry.
No.
No,
What about the
Water's not going to short 12 volts.
No. What about the balance plug? Do you wrap the balance plug?
No.
The solar
voter-
is, the balance plugs are only 4 volts
right.
between each other, so you're not going to short 4 volts
Okay.
Right.
with water.
No,
No,
you
battery is not an issue
you
at
need
all.
salt water to do that.
Yeah, and even then, I think it's not a problem. The problem is the electronic components.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little schizophrenic. I always worry
How's
about the
that battery
battery.
you put in the ocean? How's that battery you put in the ocean?
It is dead. That's what it is.
Really?
It is dead.
For real?
It is dead. All the
The one we
How
components are
long was
dead.
it in there though?
It was dead for like good, I don't know, 15 minutes probably. It is, yeah, it is totally dead.
Well,
Did
now
you-
was the reason it's dead because it was dead when you crashed?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Like it tumbled into the water and then we had a hard time finding it. And then like when we got it, I was like, I wonder if this thing's still alive. And like, so we took it apart, I let it dry for like 3 days, right? Just in case. And like every component was dead.
Well, I'm thinking though, when it crashed in the ocean or salt water, whatever, you probably shorted other components, and that probably what killed the battery. I don't think it was the salt water itself. In 15 minutes, especially.
Okay. You might be right. But
I
yeah.
think it's the other stuff that shorted out, and
Yeah.
that's probably drained the battery.
I could agree to that, but I'm still like, wow, that battery wasn't that bad. I mean,
It was. Hey,
Jesus.
all I'm telling you is like we tried everything. We tried to revive that battery, and it's like, nope.
Really?
Yep.
man,
It wasn't
'cause
puffy or anything.
I put one in the ocean here, and like it was in the water for like a half an hour. We found the plane, we only found it because the acid of the plane was still sticking out of the water, and the water wasn't that deep. So like where it went, it crashed in, it kind of stuck itself, and you could just barely see the tail as we were driving by. Like, what the hell? Hey, there it is right there, And we go out there and we pull it out, and it's been in there for 30 minutes. I think I still got that battery here. It's been like a year.
Hey,
Yeah.
all I can tell you is that battery's dead. That's all I can.
Damn.
that was it.
One of many.
Yeah, that was a new R-line battery too. That's what really sucks. It's like, oh well, hey, you win some, you lose some. That's how they say.
Yeah, exactly.
Could have been worse, right? At least the motors are good.
At least the motors are good. Now,
Right.
now reflecting back. Okay, so let's get back on track here. Reflecting back, Eric, like of all the racing that you've done, and I mean, actually, yeah, we'll talk about the RL a little bit later. But like reflecting on all of this, has the road been worth it for you? Because like you've obviously put in a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of practice to to make a name for yourself in drone racing, even though it's it's a deficit, right? We're all in the red on here, so was it worth it for you?
Of course. I mean, I made it to ESPN, man.
He's like,
that. I mean, even though I didn't do very well in DRL, I went there, and I had loads of fun at DRL. I made it from. I had my 10 seconds on TV, so it was definitely worth it. This year was amazing.
This year is amazing. So for you, it's all green lights go. You're gonna keep pushing to 2017.
For sure.
For sure, that's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about DRL. Just in general for the podcast sakes. Like when it comes to like the top end of drone racing, pretty much in 2017 they won handily. I don't think there was anybody that was even close.
You can't even say that there's anybody that's got the TV reception that from anyone, right?
They are professionals.
They are
Right.
professionals. So when you got a chance to go, what was your experience like? From just getting an invite to actually going there and doing the event.
It was amazing. It was a privilege to be invited, and you go there as a pilot. There's 12 pilots, and you have like over 100 people working for you to fly these drones. It's really humbling, and it was an amazing experience. And you see these camera systems on every corner, every angle. The way these drones are built. A lot of people complain that the drones are not very fast and stuff, but they're made for TV. They have a specific purpose, and they're built perfectly for what DRL is doing with them.
Exactly.
So, and the way they can capture the experience and the racing, I think they have a future.
Yes.
And I'm hoping I'm part of it still. And, I'm hoping that they're gonna still keep it open in 2017 for people to go back and get in there. So we'll see. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna push hard to get back. And it was, it's the next level.
It is. It's like when you watch it on ESPN, it's like, wow. It's not that exciting in real life. I'm sorry to tell you guys. You watch it on ESPN, it's like, wow, okay.
There's moments, you live those moments, especially in the finals.
Yeah.
So there's moments of that excitement when you do it, and it's different because you're there live.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is a long weekend of shooting and waiting and stuff like that. But when it comes down to the finals, it was exciting.
Yeah, that's because it's the competitiveness, it's the challenge.
Yeah.
It's like, who's actually gonna do it, and at that point every crash counts, and it's easy to crash.
Everybody has a chance, and there's 7 rounds in the finals, and you don't know who's gonna win. Even after the 3rd, 4th round, you can have a kind of an idea of who's faster, but you don't know who's gonna win. So it's a competition to the very last race, and it's fun.
It's fun. Now, like when you went there, like did they let you, like how did you learn the track? Did they just let you fly it, or did they give you an idea of what it was going to be before you flew it?
We did have an idea, so they sent us a little pamphlet and it kind of because I was in New Jersey, I was in Project Manhattan, so they sent us a little graphic, couple pictures, and kind of explaining the track, a little drawing of how the track was going to be laid out, which I kind of blame myself now. I should have read a little bit more thoroughly. I didn't read about the atom drop that they had. They had like a big cube, an 8x8 cube, and we were supposed to go around the bend, big straight line, go fly through the gate, then around the rest of the track, and then dive into it. And I did not. I knew there was gonna be a dive, but I did not read enough to figure out that it's going to be an 8x8 cube. So I didn't practice enough for it. But we did have information, and we kind of knew. And then as we arrived on, I think it was Friday, they gave us a big tour. We walked the track. They told us exactly what was going to be where. Some of it was not finished by that time, but we walked it, and they kind of told us what was going to happen. And then Saturday, practice day, we flew multiple packs on Saturday, and then qualifying. So we got at least 10 rounds, I think, or 5 rounds of practice, and then 5 rounds of qualifiers.
Okay, yeah.
So it was, there's plenty of time to learn the track.
Definitely. Actually, that track, I think that was visually on ESPN, that was the best looking track. It was really cool to watch.
It was fun.
And that 8x8, like I saw some people do some crazy lines through that. It was like they were doing like the dive before they were even over top of it, and it was like, wow. The freestyle guys had it a little bit easier. The first time I saw that thing, I got scared of it. I just couldn't get it out of my head. Every time I saw it, I just couldn't get it out of it. And the problem for me was I would go up, would take it from the right, try to make the dive. I would usually enter it properly, but because it was a cube, I would usually hit the bottom portion of the cube. So that's where I kind of failed, but it was still, yeah. No, it's hard to practice for those type of things. You don't usually set up courses for that.
You're not going to build a cube in your flying field.
You will next time.
Next time he's going to be like,
go out of my way to find some place where I can do those dives.
He's going to go to his warehouse. He's going to put 4 ladders together and put a cube up.
Build a big ass chimney on top of the house.
Yeah.
But you know what? It all goes to show everybody has their day, and sometimes it's just not your day.
Yeah.
It's tough though. But I look forward to seeing you on the championships. Right? You were back on the championship as a mentor, right?
I was there as a coach. Yes.
Yes. So I hope you make it back onto the ESPN's TV stage as a coach. Do they actually? They don't really show coaches, do they?
They haven't. I have, although
But
in Canada we don't have we don't have this. I don't have TV at home to begin with. So I only live on the internet. So I was only watching some of the live streams, and the day I was supposed to fly, the live stream didn't work. So I haven't actually seen it yet.
Oh, okay.
I've seen a little bit of it here and there, and it was usually, and it's not an HD link, it's just a standard definition stream, so it's pretty bad quality. So I haven't really seen it yet.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? It would be a surprise to all of us then. See if you're on there. But hey, you know what? Whether you're involved as a coach or as a pilot, you're still involved in it, and they still want you back. So that's always a good sign, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I was really happy that they asked me again to fly in as a coach.
Cool. Well, I look forward to seeing that. So let's go ahead and get on to 2017. Do you have any formal plans already, or are you kind of like the rest of us? Or you're still waiting to see what's going on because there really isn't.
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, just go ahead.
Okay. Well, I know I'm gonna try to stick with Team Canada as long as we can keep that moving.
Yep.
I'm just gonna stay with them. At the moment, I don't have any race that I know of that I'm going to. I don't even know what's coming up in 2017 other than XDC3, which is invite only, so I'm not going to that one. So I don't have any concrete plans, but I know I'm going to stick with Team Canada and go to any event that Team Canada is going to be involved in.
Awesome.
And then we'll see what happens on the other races. If anything else come up, I wish there was a good place to find out where all the events are happening. And, you only see this. Sometimes you see these things too late. So I hope I don't miss anything. But
that's actually something we've been talking about too. So, we need to, as a community in general, for big events, we need to do better. Definitely. Cool. I know that the Phoenix Cup is coming back, so you might be interested in that. They were just posting pictures of their track demo or something like that. So that's something. Hey, if you want to travel back down to Louisville, I guarantee you we're gonna have another big race down here. It might not be as big as Megadrome, but we'll have something.
I hope it's the same coverage again, but
don't forget that you can always go to Southeast Asia.
Southeast Asia,
Korea.
What? Korea.
Yeah, dude, they just posted 3 or 4 more.
Still got to
races.
be 10 hours. Oh, Korea. How far away is that? That's got to be at least 14 hours for you.
I think it is going to be about 14 hours.
Listen,
hey,
Mr. Miyagi,
you gotta go.
You travel over there.
I'm going for sure.
Oh, there we go.
What he said?
He said if Team Canada's going to South Korea, he's going.
There you go.
Yeah. There was talk about it. I'm not sure if we're going to go. There was talk about Team Canada going, so I'm sure if there's more events for in 2017, we'll probably go.
You know what? Korea and France, those two are the national, our European and Asia companies, are countries that really impressed me with how big they're going, because they're doing some big events out there. They're taking up roads in the middle of cities, stadiums. Yeah. They don't care. They're just throwing money at it. I
love the castles in Europe that they did.
Oh yeah, the Drone Champion
amazing.
League. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm hoping to go to Europe one of these days and experience, not Ibiza maybe, but
where the hurricane came through. Ooh, that's interesting though.
Wouldn't it be nuts? Yeah. Wouldn't it be nuts to fly Stonehenge?
Oh yeah, they'll never let you do that.
I don't know if they're gonna allow it, but
I don't know, but that would be nuts to fly. I'm
gonna see headlines.
Buzz the top up.
Elvin Wilson arrested at Stonehenge for flying drone.
Yeah, let's see. Let's get some people to try to get that going.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's all I have for the podcast this week. Really enjoyed having you on. But before we let you go, is there any place that people can find you on the internet?
Well, Facebook, or just if you look for Armonic or Eric Milewski, you're going to find me. YouTube, and that's pretty much all I post. I do post on Instagram, but that gets automatically shared to Facebook anyway, so I think Facebook is probably the best place.
All right, yeah, definitely. Yep. If you are in Canada, definitely keep track of Team Canada and all their members. I'm sure they're going to be going to a lot of cool events, and hopefully hopefully you guys get to do a lot of cool traveling to different places because, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, you guys are like. Canada's a little weird because like your major cities are pretty spread apart. So like if you want to race, you really do have to kind of get on an airplane. It's not like the U.S.
Yeah, yeah. If nothing's going on locally, it's a long and expensive flight. So
Yep. All right, Eric. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully we'll see you in 2017. And I'm sure we'll have you back in 2017 sometime to see what you're up to.
yeah, it was awesome talking to you guys, and thanks for having me on.
Oh, love
Thanks
to.
for coming on, dude.
Thank you once again for tuning in to the FPV podcast. We have a fantastic community, and we would like to expand that community and support them. To do so, we need your help. If you go to www.patreon.com/FPV podcast, you'll be able to become a patron of the show for as little as $1 a month. Our content creation will not change, but we will be able to grow our community and provide even more support for our dedicated FPV fans. Thank you.